Let's talk gardening. Some of us have reasons why we won't garden or why we shouldn't garden, and reasons why we should garden and why we would be gardening. I just have questions, and my thing is if you have the potential to grow a garden, whether you're into it or you're not into it, and because we see what's going on around us in today's world, let me know in the comment section below why you would garden, why you wouldn't garden. Some people just don't care about it, and some people are very passionate about it. I'm sweaty. I just came out of the garden. I just did a really good harvesting. And I go out there and I harvest every day because I've put in the work and I planted my garden up to make the best of the short season I have. Now, I was able to harvest a lot of stuff that I can actually eat right now, and a lot of stuff that it is so hot. I'm sorry. All right, so I eat a lot, nice and fresh, and I'm also able to preserve some of my food so it can carry me through most of the year on into the next gardening season. These are just some of the many things that I have grown in my garden that I've been able to harvest this morning, and these are the white flat squash. There's summer squash, some dandelion greens. Some of this I grew from seed because I have different varieties growing, and some they are just wild herbs. Then I have some cocozelle squash. Those are also summer squash. I have my cauliflower, and I mean, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a whole lot. I have cucumbers of different varieties, as you can see right here. And it's just in a little small space. I have fruits going. I have blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, different types of squash. I mean, I have the potential and the capacity. And when I say capacity, I don't mean a whole lot of space because I don't have land. I simply have my yard that I transform into my garden that I can grow food for my family in. These are some borage leaves right here. Then I harvested some echinacea, some cornflower. I have the white one and I have the pink one. I have different varieties. I have some Jamaican callaloo right here. So there's a whole lot I can grow in such a small space. So gardening is not complicated. It's easy. I can harvest my fruits. I have tomatoes that I just picked off the tomato plant. And it's just so liberating and exhilarating to be able to do that in such a small space. You don't have to have land. If you have a small yard, you can use trellises. And when you're gardening, or if you're beginning, if you're going to start gardening, my advice to you is to start small. You don't have to necessarily go out there and buy things like cattle panels. Like some people may go, they may make content and put it out there. And this is the thing about it. Like I share what I do. I don't consider myself a content creator. It's a term that has been used and it's a trend, but I just show what I am doing. I'm a content sharer. I share what I do. I don't just create it for the cameras to come out and show. I'm just showing what I do so I can encourage someone to grow some food or to live the lifestyle that I'm living if they choose to do so or if they want a little bit of inspiration to do so. And so I put the information out there that I have, the things that I'm doing. Everybody doesn't have to agree with it, and that's okay. You know, I respect everybody's choices, and so I'm just willing to share what I'm doing. And I do have cattle panels, but it took me a while to rack these cattle panels up. So if you're going to start a garden, or if you are growing a garden and you feel like, you know what, even if you're a content creator, you don't have to have 5, 6, 10 cattle panel. You can buy one. Start off with one. It doesn't have to be a cattle panel. I've gotten sticks from the woods to trellis stuff when I started my garden like years and years ago because I was so used to, using what you have around you and make that work for you. But it wasn't enough, and it was easier and it was more adequate for me to get the cattle panels so I can run all my vining stuff on my beans, my butternut squash, and different types of pumpkins and so on. And if you want to grow in that capacity and if you want to utilize your space to its fullest potential, I advise you to do some vertical gardening. Get a cattle panel. The first year, you don't have to break the bank to start a garden. You really don't. Just start off small, and as you increase, as you go along, you will add things in your garden that will suit your likeness and that would suit how you want things to grow and how you want things to work in your garden. So start off small. Don't feel pressured by the information that you're seeing out there. You don't have to go out and spend money that you really don't have and money that you really can't afford to spend. Yes, it probably would look nice and you want to show what you're doing. And it's really unnecessary, I would tell you, especially if you're having a hard time as far as financially to get these things up and running in your garden. You don't have to do that. You actually don't. So don't feel pressured. Don't feel intimidated because I have seen videos with people using whatever they had. And I applaud them for that because it's not deterring them from growing their food. And see, that's the point. That's the whole point. The distraction, like Plant a Garden TV would say, the distraction is real. And it's true. It is so true. So if you're distracted by what this person is showing or what that person has, and oh, I have to get it that way for it to work, no, it's unnecessary. Don't do that to yourself. Grow in whatever capacity you can. Use whatever you have, because sometimes a lot of us have things already available to us, and because we see someone doing something, we want to do the same exact thing, thinking we are going to get the same exact results. It doesn't always work out that way, and at the end of the day, you end up breaking the bank, you end up in debt and all that stuff. So take it easy, take it slow, plan early, plan the year before for the upcoming garden season, and decide what you're going to grow. There's tons and tons of information out there. So you are the only one that knows what you have going on. So just make a decision for you and do it how you choose to do it, and don't be pressured, don't be intimidated, and just simply grow some food. It's such a moral booster. It's such an encouragement to know that you're doing something good for yourself and for your family, and that you're able to provide your own food, most of your own food, because we provide most of our own food. If you've been following me, you would see that we raise chickens for eggs and for meat, and we also raise our own turkeys. And we have a garden which started off being our yard. All we had here was just our home built on this property and just yard. That's it. But now we have an orchard. I literally have 3 different garden spots, and I'm planting vegetables and herbs and things that I can store up long term, because I'm thinking about long term. I'm not thinking about growing food just for this season and then wait till next season. No, I'm growing lots and lots of food. I always start indoors and I grow a lot indoors. I also have tropical plants because nobody is going to tell me that I can't grow tropicals in my zone, because I am Fifi. So Fifi will do what Fifi wants to do, and Fifi will be successful. All right, let me stop. But yeah, you get the picture, right? Yes. Anyways, grow some food, do what pleases you. Don't worry about the distraction. Stay focused and you'll be successful on your journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was not a rant. It's just a little motivation for a lot of people that are out there needing this little pep talk. Because I'm telling you, when I'm in there and I'm meditating and I'm focusing and I'm just in a good, clean space in my garden, all these things come to me and I get so passionate in there. And so I was going to do a video with different content of me harvesting other stuff and just showing and speaking to you guys. But guess what? I had to come out here and sit down and talk to you because it's easy. It's not complicated. It's really, really easy. So like I said, go out there and grow your food, because it's better for you that you know what's in your food than you have to be told later on down the line after you've consumed it that this was in your food that you didn't want to consume. Like, you didn't get the option, you didn't get the choice to choose what you consume. You were just told what was in it. Like my greens and my herbs. Guess what? I used to buy, let me show you guys this. This is just the empty container that I kept, but I used to buy this Super Greens organic certified organic whole food formula. I used to buy this, just to put in my water, and you shake it around, you make a shake with it. It has all sorts of stuff in it: kale, beets, berries, aloe, pomegranate. And these are things that I can actually grow. I have mushrooms. These are things that I can actually grow in my garden and put it in here. You can make your own super greens for yourself. Gather your greens like I showed you. I have my dandelions in here. I have different herbs to make my teas. I'm going to wash these up, and it's really dirty from all the heavy rains we've been getting that's been splashing up all the mud on the leaves. But that's besides the point. That can easily be washed off. It's organic. I know what's in it. I grew it. I know the environment. There's no chemical in here. There's, nothing going on in here that I'm putting into the soil or into my plants. So I know that I'm, doing the best that I can to grow my food for my family in a healthy fashion. So just like they're making these, just like they're growing these, however they are, whatever they're doing to grow it, and transform it into a powder form and put it on a shelf and charge top dollar for it. Yes, these are not cheap. I don't know what you call cheap. The sun's coming up overhead, so I better be done. But this is not cheap, especially when you can grow it yourself, especially when you have the potential and the capacity to grow it yourself in your garden. I mean, are we that lazy? Is it that is that what it is? So I can grow my food. I can powder it. I can dry it and powder it myself. Whether it's a dehydrator or you air dry, whatever the case is, nobody's knocking you for actually the process which you choose to do your foods in. Just do what pleases you. It can be done. As you can see, I harvested blueberries that I'm going to dehydrate, blackberries, I have raspberries growing. So you can do just your greens, straight greens powder with your kale and all your other leafy greens. You can dry that out and make powder in that form, or you can actually add your beets and your carrots and all these other things that they're adding to it. You know what's in it, so go ahead and do that. It's Liberation Day, so think free. Think free. Think peace. It's a peaceful thing to be able to do that for yourself and for your family. Fifi said so. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time right here on Fifi's Journey.